Howdy folks, it is Diecastbuffet here again with a extremely late review to Wave 3 of the 2022 NASCAR Authentics line. So, without further ado, let's go and hop right into it, guys. So, I didn't do a review on this immediately, I'll be honest. I get busy and things happen and it's gotta do this, gotta do X, Y, and Z. So, here's my honest thing about Wave 3. There's no exclusives. So that kind of disappointed me off the bat, but we're going to take a closer look at this and I'll give my honest opinions on these. So the first car we'll be looking at here is Josh Berry's Tire Pros Chevrolet Camaro. Now this paint scheme's already visited Victory Lane. It's an incredible looking paint scheme. In my opinion, it is a 10 out of a 10. If there's a paint scheme that needs to be into the Authentics line and the Gold Series, it's probably this one. One of the best race cars I've seen all year long. Even though we've already had it in the Gold Series for a number of months, I can't be upset with this pick here. I mean, this is a great looking diecast. Highly recommend it, even if you're not even a Xfinity fan. It's just that good looking of a race car. The next one here, I kind of have a little bit of a bone to pick with. It is Christopher Bell's 2022 DeWalt Toyota Camry. Now, this is something I did not previously know, and this is kind of why I recommend getting the Gold Series. It appears the Chrome number diecast, or the Cup Series, are only in the Gold Series. They're not going to be in the Authentics line. So if you're wanting the Christopher Bell car to have the reflective numbers, it looks like you have to get it in the Gold Series. Which is really unfortunate, because if you're like, hey, you know, if I can get the diecast online at a place like Circle B, maybe for like, you know, $9 or $10, or go to Authentics and play the roulette wheel hoping your store gets it, you could get it at half price. Well, this is one of the defects of that, is that you ain't gonna get those beautiful chrome numbers. So to me, it's worth it. That's why I like the Gold Series stuff. You don't like, one thing I love so much about the Gold Series as well is that when you open it, you don't destroy the value. Like 9 times out of 10, if you're extremely careful when opening a diecast, no one can tell if it's new or not. That's the truth of the matter. If you're careful, it doesn't damage it, right? So that's why I recommend the Gold Series. And if you're more, you know, you can only get a few cars each year, which I totally understand. I have been there. This is one of those pieces I would make sure I get in the Gold Series and not the Authentics to get the chrome numbers. And of course, if you do wish to get some of the Gold Series diecast, you can get a really, really good deal on shipping over there at Circle B Diecast with the promo code down below. It does help out the channel. But hey, it helps you. If you're a Christopher Bell guy and you want to have the accurate number, you got to get it out the Gold Series, guys. Next one here is going to be Ryan Blaney Menard's Libman Ford. This is a car that's already been out. I'll be honest with you. Look, I love the exclusives we get in the Authentics line. If it was up to me, I would just do a different Menards paint scheme. He runs like 15 Menards cars every year. I really wish we could have got a different paint scheme. I think that would have been really cool. Historically, Ryan Blaney Menards cars generally are very collectible long term. But I can understand it. It's the first wave. This is the first true vanilla wave of the next gen era. The first, well, I guess you can consider it 2.5 waves, or 1.5 wave, if you will, were just test cars, right? You have the Kevin Harvick gear wrench, we get that, but those were test cars. This is the, you know, this is the meat and potatoes, so to speak, of it. Awesome paint scheme, but man, I would have loved to see just a random Menards car. I love seeing exclusives, guys. This one here, oh boy. Look, this is one of those times where I would rather have a custom made of this car than not buy the real thing. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This Alex Bowman car, it's poop. I'm gonna be honest with you. Look, one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to diecast is getting the paint right. Sometimes they get the paints a little too dark, a little too bright. Sometimes they completely miss the color altogether. This is what it is. The car looks like it is faded and yellowed. It's not even the proper, like, what do they call it? Snow White paint job on the car. It looks like it is a throwback, which if it was a throwback, I would have no problem with it. It kind of has that kind of like a patina feel to it, a little bit of like a yellowed, old race car look. I would be okay with it. But the fact that this is the Gold Series, the metal chassis 164, and now the Authentics line has this yellowed white looking car, I gotta be honest with you guys. It doesn't look good. If it's a throwback, I have no problem with it, which you could say it's a throwback. But how did they go through it and say, yep, this is a acceptable product to put on the assembly line? I get it, mistakes happen, but they should have done the same thing they did last year with Alex Bowman's diecast and say, hey, look, we messed up the colors for the Authentics line. We're going to delay it a few months, and we're going to get it right for the Gold Series, which they did. And I applaud them for that. They should have done the same thing with this, guys. Gotta be honest with you. I know everybody's eager to get the Bowman cars. They're still a little bit burnt about last year being super behind. I'm talking December is when the Gold Series normal variant was available online. I get it, but hey, I'd rather wait for the real deal than have this. If I'm a Bowman fan, I'd rather have a custom-made one with the proper white paint job, and truth be told, I might have to do one for my own collection, because this, I gotta be honest with you, it bugs me. Right here is Kyle Larson's primary paint scheme, and we just got this in the Gold Series, so that's really cool. I'm very excited to be able to do a review on that. This paint scheme to me, it looks weird on a next-gen car because I'm so used to it being on a Gen 4, you know, Brian Vickers Monte Carlo or something, or, you know, obviously the Gen 6 Cup car. But, hey, if you're a Kyle Larson fan, great opportunity to pick it up. Why not? This is a very popular and bright paint scheme, the Exalta modern-day rainbow car for the 24 camp. I will be honest with you, I wish there was a different paint scheme because we've already seen this kind of at the racetracks, but might as well go ahead and get the primary paint schemes out. I don't know. I just feel like we already had this car because we just had the test wave. So I'm kind of like, hey, I would have liked to see. How cool would it have been if they got the Raptor car out? That would have been cool. That's my honest opinion because they just had this in the test wave. So I'm like, hey, you know, let's shake it up a little bit. But hey, it's all good. This one right here, look, I get it. Every year we're always going to have a vanilla primary paint scheme wave. It always happens. There's always 3 or 4 waves that are really mundane and they're just field fillers, right? They're just primary stuff, meat and potatoes type of diecast. And, you know, one of the reasons why these cars are always the primary stuff and they really don't put a whole lot of exclusives in the early waves is because many of the cars were already decided months ago. Right, so these cars were already put into production, assembled to these Authentics waves many months ago, and now they're starting to bear fruit. So the idea of a car being, you know, hey, we're going to put in the Authentics wave, they made this a decision possibly 3 months ago, and then the car just now gets DMP'd, well, then it shows up as, you know, a true exclusive. What I'm getting at is that it's hard to predict, right? Later in the year, it's easier for them to kind of pick and choose the exclusives, but I still would have liked to just see at least a couple exclusives. I would have really loved to see it. But hey, we got to get one final Kyle Busch primary paint scheme. You got to get it out there for, you know, possibly his final year at Joe Gibbs Racing as the time of this video. Who knows? Definitely the final year for the M&M's car, it appears. And hey, man, if you're a Kyle Busch fan, you got to make sure you get this car. Next one here is going to be my man Chase Elliott in the Hooters paint scheme. I gotta be honest with you, this Hooters paint scheme actually looks pretty cool. It has kind of like a light blue and orange and white paint job to it. It's a little retro, a little modern. I think it looks pretty cool. But there is one thing about this diecast I'm not sold on, and it's the hood. There's something on like a decal of where the Chevrolet bow tie is on the hood of the car. And to me, this is something I don't know if I want in the diecast or not. I don't know if it's on the Gold Series, but apparently it's on the Authentics version of this diecast, which kind of alludes back to my point. They make these waves much earlier. Like right now, they're prior deciding Wave 11 and Wave 12 and Wave 10 or whatever for the holiday season because they got it's an extremely long process. That's basically the easiest way to describe it. But I don't know. This is going to, if it does have the Chevrolet bow tie on the hood, the double bow tie that most people don't really care about it. But if it does have a little bit of exclusivity to it, like in English. I'd probably go ahead and get the Gold Series edition. Yeah. And the best was saved for the end of the video here, guys. And I got to be 100% honest with you guys. It is the ugliest Gen 7 paint scheme I have ever seen. I'm serious. This thing. Oh my goodness. The Hunt Brothers Pizza Kevin Harvick car. Oh Lord. I've seen a lot of Hunt Brothers Pizza cars, and believe me, they made some great looking hot rods years ago. But in 2021, they dropped the ball. And in the Gen 7 car is even worse. I'm sorry. This is the most bland, ugly Hunt Brothers Pizza car I've ever seen. It blows my mind, guys, that you could go on Instagram and you could spend 10 minutes and you have all these amazing designers that pretty much design stuff for free, and they can make a car that looks 10 times better for this, and they would do it for free almost, and they make this the primary paint scheme. I don't know. Yeah. And what makes this even more disappointing is they made it the liquid color. It's like, why? They could have made the Kyle Busch one the liquid color. They could have made the Alex Bowman one. Maybe it looked good. I don't know. They could have made the William Byron for all I care. They could have done anything. They chose the absolute worst paint scheme I've seen on the Gen 7 cars thus far, and they make it the liquid color. Oh my goodness. Out of all the beautiful Kevin Harvick paint schemes, why couldn't they just do the Subway car? Didn't he run it at Fontana? They could have had it out early enough. That would have been an awesome, like, could you imagine if the green on the Subway car was like a metallic, shimmering green? Oh, that would look cool. Instead, we get this. So, I gotta be honest with you, Wave 3 is expected to be just a vanilla, plain Jane wave, but hey, any Authentics wave that does not have exclusives, I'm already disappointed. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I want exclusivity. These diecast, if you can get them in the Gold Series, and your stores don't restock, you're better off getting them in the Gold Series. If you live somewhere where they restock a lot, then you're probably better off getting them in the Authentics line. But to me, it's hit or miss. Like, your store can restock every single wave for 7 months straight and then not restock for 4 months. That's the one thing that bugs me about a collector, is that if you wait and they never restock, then you're just wasting your time. But if you go ahead and you get them ordered, you don't waste gas looking everywhere. I mean, you know how expensive gas is nowadays. That's why I like the Gold Series. You guarantee your product. You can pre-order it. You can budget ahead. That's why I like it. This wave, to me, I got to be honest with you, that's part of the reason why I didn't really want to make a video. As soon as I seen it, I was disappointed, y'all. I'm just like, I'm grateful they made a wave. I really am. There's some pieces I like in it. Don't get me wrong. But, there's some pieces I really would have changed it. And, I'm a believer in that if you critique something, constructive criticism, you need to have some sort of a solution. Just give me 1 or 2 exclusive, please. Give me something. How about this? How about this, guys? A Daniel Hemrick Phoenix raced version Supra, Austin Cindric raced version Ford Mustang. 2 cars. That would have been cool, yo. Because it would have fit in. Because we got the Phoenix car for Larson out right now. Why not do the 2-car set from one of the arguably the most historic finish for a championship in NASCAR history? I mean, think about it. They're like drag racing out the line for the championship. It's reminiscent of Chicagoland with Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson. That would have been so freaking cool to get the raced version for both of those cars. I would have loved to see that. That's what I would have done, guys. But what do y'all think? Make sure to comment down below. And hey, if your stores restock a lot, go for it. I would make sure to get the Kyle Busch one though from this wave, because it's something really cool to see the M&M's packaging on the Authentics card backs. But that's all for now. Thank y'all again for watching. Hopefully in Wave 4 we can get some exclusives. I love the exclusive paint schemes, guys. Thank you all again for watching. Have a absolute fantastic day out there, guys. Thank you all again for watching. Diecastbuffet signing off.